Wallasey, as we know it today, covers the northeastern corner of Wirral. Up until 1913, when it obtained county borough status, it consisted of 3 townships, namely Wallasey, Poulton-cum-Seacombe and Liscard. Wallasey village, at the turn of the century, was a narrow village street stretching from the bottom of Grove Road to the parish church near St Hilary's Brow. This is how it looked in those more peaceful times, the present roundabout replacing the old lamp with the horse's water trough at its base. The main street was lined with cottages and small farmsteads, with the present school lane running off it. This was originally known as Nelson's Gutter, named after George Nelson, one of the residents. This is how it looked around 1900. In the foreground are the pupils of a school founded by St Hilary's Church and built in the lane in 1847. It was closed down in 1907. Although Wallasey is recorded in the Domesday Book as far back as 1086, little is known of its ancient history. Its development has occurred over comparatively modern times, shown by the population increase from 663 people in 1801 to over 100,000 in the 1960s. The Cheshire Cheese, opposite School Lane, replaced the original building, which was demolished in 1885 and was actually used by William of Orange on his way to Hoylake to prepare for the eventual Battle of the Boyne in Ireland. The name Wallasey is derived from an Old Norse word, meaning Island of Welshmen or strangers, because it was once virtually surrounded by water, as the Wallasey Pool, which goes under the Penny Bridge, used to continue almost to the coast. The only connection with the mainland was along a strip of land in Wallasey village, now known as Green Lane. The village is connected to the promenade by Harrison Drive, which is named after a local family who had a Liverpool shipping business. This is what it looked like around 1906. In 1896, the family presented Harrison Park to the town, this now being one of the area's most popular places of recreation, ideal for activities ranging from football to kite flying. Opposite Harrison Park is one of the finest golf courses in the country, Wallasey Golf Club. A style of scoring which is now used worldwide was invented at this very course by one of its members, Mr. Stapleford. At the other end of Wallasey village is St Hilary's Brow, which now carries traffic heading for Liscard. This was once known as Carron Hill, again named after a local family who lived there at the beginning of the last century. As any cyclist knows, the hill is rather steep. This is the kind of traffic which could be seen around 1900, the area being somewhat quieter than today. The Brow cuts through the sandstone ridge which stretches from Poulton to Grove Road and is known as the Breck. It was once a quarry and supplied the stone used in the construction of Leasowe Road. It has always been a popular playground for children, with its famous Granny Rock. At the top of St Hilary's Brow, the road bends right into Wallasey Road. A sharp left, however, takes you into Claremont Road. The houses which now surround the junction used to be cornfields, and from this point you had a virtually unobstructed view of St Hilary's Parish Church. Claremont Road was originally known as Top Lane, but the founding of Claremont School by the Reverend William Green gave it its present name. He named the school after Clare College, where he attended at Cambridge. This is how it looked around the turn of the century. On the right is the Wallasey Cottage Hospital. Claremont Road is the home of one of Wallasey's major landmarks, the striking St Hilary's Church, which can be seen from everywhere around the vicinity. The present church was built between 1858 and 1859. This replaced the one destroyed by fire in 1857, which stood virtually alongside the present site. The only thing remaining after the fire was the church tower, which is still there today. Standing alone in the church grounds, it overlooks the magnificent North Wirral Plain. It was built in 1530 and was part of yet another previous church, which was demolished and rebuilt in 1760. There has been a church on this land since at least the 10th century. Stones have been found indicating an early Norman building. Legend has it that the previous church was a store for local smugglers' contraband, and on that fateful Sunday morning, on the 1st of February 1857, the high blue blaze of burning brandy could be seen for miles around. The fire was allegedly caused by the sexton who stoked the boilers too high in an attempt to satisfy his parishioners who were constantly complaining of the cold. An expensive mistake, but a nice story. In nearby Poulton stands the oldest house in town. Situated at the end of Lime Kiln Lane and opposite the Poulton Victoria Social Club, it is an instant reminder of the past. It was built around 1697 by William Baird, a yeoman. This house has seen many changes over the centuries, particularly at the busy junction of Mill Lane and Poulton Road, which today sees the constant bustle of traffic heading in all directions. Around 1900, it was somewhat more peaceful and looked like this. The horse-drawn carriage on the left is the Seacombe to Poulton bus. A little further down from the Mill Lane traffic lights is the Penny Bridge, which carries traffic across Wallasey Pool to and from Birkenhead. The present bridge was built in 1926 and replaced an earlier wooden one, which was built in 1843 and was originally known as the Halfpenny Bridge, up until the toll was doubled in 1896. Apart from carrying traffic, it swings open to let ships pass through into Bidston Dock. Again, this busy bridge has seen more peaceful times. This was the scene around 1906. A short trip up Mill Lane brings you to Liscard Village, which looked like this in 1920. The shelter on the left had hard wooden seats and was known as the Monkey House. This was removed in 1926 and replaced by a roundabout, which in turn was removed in 1979. Today, Liscard has a one-way traffic system and looks like this. The present Boot Inn was built around 1925, replacing the original building, which dated back to Elizabethan times. A modern precinct replaces the part of Liscard Road where bustling traffic could once be seen heading to and from the roundabout. A little further down Liscard Road are the gates to Central Park. In 1904, tramcars would pass here, wending their way to Seacombe. In the background, the Victoria Central Hospital can be seen.